Formosan Agency of Broadening Ethnology, also known as FABI, was established in 1987 to study and explore various exchanges of cultural practices and beliefs between America and Asia. Researchers and scholars here study an array of topics. Today we highlight the advances in understanding the origins and evolution of photographic posing and the V sign.
The first modern use of the V sign was by Winston Churchill in World War II. It meant victory, V for victory. Soldiers began to use it and adopted it as well to support the war effort. Journalists then took photographs of the troops, and those photographs made their way into newspapers around the world. This really set the precedent for using the V sign in photographs. It wasn't until the late 1960s that the V sign took its next step in evolution. During the Vietnam War protests, hippies and protesters would flash the V sign to mean peace. And by association, the V sign then became known as the peace sign, which is what we call it today. But something strange happened amongst East Asians, specifically in the modernized regions of China, Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and South Korea. The peace sign began to lose its original meaning. However, individuals still continue to use it in photographs. Even more incredible is that Asians didn't just stop at using the peace sign. They began developing new and different poses to use when taking photographs. We call these new gestures photographic posing accents, or PPAs for short. East Asians are undoubtedly the most notable within the picture-taking world as the most inventive and creative when it comes to utilizing PPAs. FABI keeps order of all these new poses in our classification department.
The classification department is relatively new. For like a really long time, it wasn't necessary because there was only the peace sign. The only derivatives were how many and at what angle. But like after a while, black people and white people started doing it their own way and developed PPAs of their own. Though we're an Asian-based organization, we totally make sure to include all races in our classification. White and black people, for example, are the easiest to order because they haven't wandered too far from the original peace sign. White people have stayed true to the meaning of the symbol and actually use it for its purpose, to show peace. Duh! When white people show the peace sign, they totally mean it. Notice how the arm is properly straight and that by simply tilting it at an angle changes the entire look and feeling of the pose. Therefore, when white people do the pose, it's usually with a fully extended arm and a lowered head. Thank you. Black people have their own take on it. They always choose to have the palm facing inward, never outward. It's cooler this way. They also always have their arms at an angle. Depending on how formal the picture is, the greater the angle. For instance, for a completely casual picture, the sign might not even be right side up. Thanks, bro. There's a few PPAs that each of these ethnic groups have developed on their own. White people were the first to do the bunny ears. Notice how the fingers resemble bunny ears. Depending on the mood of the photo, white people might choose to do a thumbs up or a hang 10. White people also tend to really like rock music, and so no concert photo would be complete without a rock-on pose. Finally, white females were the leaders in replicating the Charlie's Angels pose. Black people have also shown some creativity and innovation in making their own PPAs. For instance, they often do what we call "what up" poses, in which they spread their arms slightly and keep their hands open. They also enjoy utilizing material goods such as jewelry or the clothes that they're wearing. We classify these as the got money poses. Asians by far have the most extensive collection of poses. It's actually super duper hard to keep up. Due to the influx of use by Asians and Asian Americans, there's so many different gestures and faces currently active. Let us demonstrate. First are the types of faces: the smile, pout, open smile, wink, kiss, surprise. And then there are the frames: the mantle, the peekaboo, Vogue, picture frame, the thinker, and the double thinker. Enhancers are used to add physical aesthetics: the dimple, the head tilt-away, the chubby bunny, and the hair brush-away. Message or moods add an emotional meaning to the pose: tear, idea, salute, and home alone. Finally, a non-existent prop can be used for additional fun, such as the gun, the camera, and the heart. Notice that these props are actually invisible. Thank you. Such a plethora of PPA variables did not evolve completely naturally, though, obviously. Within FOBby's own facilities is our research and development team, who is responsible for staying up to date and at the forefront of PPA expansion.
Hello, welcome to the Research and Development Department. It's here that FOBby creates and tests new PPAs to be released into the general public. Our department has assembled the best and the brightest minds from all over the world. To develop new poses, we utilize CGI, Cute Girl Innovators. Our CGIs work all day in front of cameras, logging, testing, and developing new PPAs. Oh, and we also have cute guy innovators. But to demonstrate what I'm talking about, let's visit the lab. So now we're going to demonstrate how our CGIs create new PPAs. So we're going to start by choosing a face, like a pout, and we're going to add a frame, lower L frame. Now we can top it off with an emotion. Let's go with a tear. There you have it, PPA CU 237. Good job. There are several criteria which all PPAs must follow. A PPA should always enhance one's coolness or cuteness. Oh, unless it's supposed to be what is known as a PPAG, aka the goofy pose. But that's an entirely different department. Also taken into consideration is how far the camera is. If the photo that's being captured is of the shoulders or less, that's a PPA CU and is also the most common. Next, we have PPA-Ms, which are medium shots, allowing for more space for more posing. And finally, we have PPA-Ws, which are photos that are taken at far full body distances, allowing for bigger, more outlandish poses. Earlier this year, FOBby experimented with cute animal poses. Unfortunately, some of our PPAs have not been as successful as others. For example, the slanty eyes. It is not okay to do this pose. It's racist. Others include Here at FOBI, we are always learning from our mistakes and our test groups. Current PPAs that we are testing include Recently, FOBI started an educational outreach program that brings together different ethnic groups to share their cultural PPAs.
The program was totally awesome.
It was very well received.
It was really good.
We hope you enjoyed this in-depth look at our research on cultural posing.
Rest assured, FOBI will continue to examine and learn from various cultural phenomena.
Our agency believes that it's totally important to have a happy Earth, and why not start by taking some super cute pics?
Well said. Thanks again for watching, and remember, it's okay to be a poser.
We'll refer to it today.
Rainbow Grizzly egg.
Sorry, totally.
Go. You're good.
That's Caty. Yeah. More straight.
Earlier this year, we created.
That's like